Howdy-ho neighbors, Rado Goji here, and here's a part of my room that you don't normally get to see. Look at all my stupid things. Yay! Okay. So anyway, I came up with an idea for a video while I was bitching on the other one for there's a, well, you can't really tell because of the light source. It's properly masking the mystery. I actually moved my light over here so that there's better light to do stuff with, but who knows about Ranger keys? I certainly do. Trying to take myself out of the shot here, but I like Super Sentai, as most people who know me know, and Gokaiger was one that particularly interested me because of the way that they worked in everything, making it basically a kind of a Kamen Rider Decade version of Super Sentai, with the protagonist being able to change into any of the other past ones, and it gave me a chance to actually see all the ones that I didn't get a chance to see because I didn't grow up in Japan in the 70s and 80s. And I do have a shit ton of Ranger keys, and I figure, well, why not show them off? I was going to do that eventually anyway. And I've got my Gokai Silver one here because it's a good starting point, because this is the first key I ever actually had. Now, before I get too much into the collection aspect of it, I do want to note that there are three kinds of Ranger keys. There are Deluxe, there are Candy Toy, and there are Capsule. And that's normally how a lot of these collectible things work in Japan. Are those like three categories of these things. The deluxe ones are ones that usually come in like a set, or they're the ones that are the most expensive. This is an example of a deluxe one right here, this Gokai Silver. It is they're usually the higher build quality. I mean, all of the ones here are fairly decent quality, but there's less assembly on your side, on your end, if any, is required. All of the stickers and paint apps are already applied, and they look a lot better. Candy Toy keys, in this particular case, they come already fully assembled, but you have to apply the sticker for the black bit between the legs, and also for the symbol key thing on the back of the key. And for the Candy Toy ones, not the Candy Toy ones, the Capsule ones, which are the ones you find in Gashapon machines, you actually have to connect the leg bit to the body. The key bit is connected to the body, but you got to connect the leg bit. And while this is painted black, like on the Deluxe, you have to apply this side again. And you also have to apply the chest sticker, which is a pain in the ass. And you're going to be seeing a bunch of those that have, like, the chest stickers are kind of falling off, because I do have a bunch of Capsule Toy ones. Now, there were a few different phases in which I was collecting these. At first, I just wanted to get all of the Gokai Silver ones. And then, because my computer situation at the time, I wasn't able to get a lot of the ones because they came up, because I normally get, nowadays I normally get stuff from Japan, from CS Toys. And that's where I got most of the things here. I got some of these from different conventions, well, mostly Otakon was where I got some of these. I got these from the Image Anime booth there. This one was one of them. And the Legend Mobilets I have, and the Gokai Cellular I have, came from there. But most of the other, I actually got some Candy Toy keys from some miscellaneous vendors, but most of the Capsule keys and some of the deluxe ones I got from CS Toys. But that was like the main place I was looking at. Almost every time a new Gokai Silver key came up, where I didn't have to, because I know Dragon Ranger, you had to buy the frickin' the Gokai Spear in order to be able to get the deluxe version, but you know, every time there was like a Capsule Toy Dragon Ranger, or Kiba Ranger, or King Ranger, Boken Silver, that's one that really, and the Go On Wings, Boken Silver and the Go On Wings are three rather, that I've been really wanting to get, and I'm never able to get them because they were always sold out. By the time I was like, oh hey, these are here, because I finally got around to checking the site. Oh, they're sold out. And nowadays, I can get things from there if I haven't spent all of my money, because I only allocate myself every paycheck $100 to spend on things. And with I keep seeing like key lots and stuff, like used key lots coming up, and I'll say, oh, there's Boken Silver and Go On Gold and Go On Silver, but I never get around to getting them because I'm like, well, either I go to the site and they're already sold out, or what, I don't know. I'm not actively collecting these anymore, but if I do see one that I don't have, or I do see one that I particularly want, then I'll get it. But anyway, there were 3 phases where I was going, like I said, getting all the Gokai Silver keys. That was one phase. Then there was one point where I just like got 1 key of every color, like even pink, because why not pink? So I got some miscellaneous ones there, and then I just started like getting the ones that I saw that I wanted. And these were there were a lot of deluxe sets. But here is the Gokai Silver one, and I'm actually going to start off with the Gokaigers and then go on in chronological order from there, starting from the beginning. And also, keys nowadays are expensive because all of the ones that they're still making these to an extent. Like they'll make sets of like the ones that just came out. Like they made a couple of Kyoryuger sets. Well, there were a couple of deluxe sets that came out with Go Busters, and I actually did get a Go Buster set for whatever reason. I think it's because I'll show you in a second, but a lot of the sets that are coming out now have like tons and tons of like tens of keys in them. There was one where they came out with a bunch of like all of the keys that they hadn't come out with yet, like a lot of the Die Rangers and Go-Go 5 and stuff like that. Even though I thought that they were going to do deluxe sets for each team, they didn't end up doing that. But they had a whole set of like miscellaneous greens, blues, blacks, yellows, and pinks that they didn't make before. Then they went and made a bunch of other sets, like with like Kyoryuger, Tokyuger. I'm fairly sure there's going to be a Ninja one coming out soon, like a movie version where they came out with like all the mecha ones, and there was one set that had all the missing ones, like Gokai Green, or ones that they weren't even planning on making, like Deca Bright. And I think there was also that there's one other one I can think of. No, they're probably... Oh yeah, the Metal Heroes. They made one with Metal Heroes, like B-Fighter and Spielbahn and stuff like that. And now that I've been talking for almost 8 minutes here, just showing this off this one key, look how awesome my Gokai Silver key is. Oh my god, it's so awesome. But recounting the story is part of my thought process here. So basically all these sets are premium Bandai, which is something that's come along in the past few years, where they come out with like all of these, side things and whatnot that were seen in movies and whatnot, and they're popular characters that didn't get a proper release in the main line, so they're going to release them in a limited quantity, and everyone's going to buy them up and then sell them on eBay for hundreds of dollars. I think they're doing that with Gundam models too, but I digress. So let's start taking a look. Why not look at the Gokai Silver key here? And this will be like an example. This is a deluxe key, like I said, and this came with my with the Gokai Cellular. I'll probably do separate reviews for the Gokai Cellular and the Legend Mobilets as the opportunities arise. But they have 2 modes, as you might be able to suspect. They have the Ranger mode, and then they have the key mode, which is same for every single key. All you do is lift up the arms like this and flip up the legs, and it's a key. The key is used to activate lights and sounds in the Henshin devices, or in the case of like the Kyoryuger and Tokyuger sets, they have special capsules that you put them in. They'll read them and play special sounds for those, because there's only so many combinations of notches that you can work with. And while it was neat, they were able to make things work with it, because basically the way that it works out. Let me turn it back into key form so it's easier to see. There are several notches on the long side, and there's actually supposed to be notches on the short side too. This is all solid here, which means it's going to show up as a white color. But there are, when it reads these notches on this side, it will basically yell out in Domon Kashu's voice the name of the team that it's from. On this side, this determines the color that certain things will turn, like the Gokai gun, and also reading for the Gokai Galleon Buster. It'll read so like they say red charge, yellow charge, special charge, whatever. And that's basically the solid one means it's just going to turn white. But that's Gokai Silver. But I do have other ones, so let's take a look as I make a big pile to my right and take the keys from my left. Now, actually, before I get to the standard Gokaiger ones. I do want to show off one that I did get at the same time, and it's this gold anchor key, if it'll focus. There we go. Now, the gold anchor key is a special key that's used by Gokai Silver to change into his gold mode, and it has all the pictures of all the 6th Rangers on it. And this is a candy toy version. I actually had to apply the front stickers here, and this longer piece actually just can connect and disconnect. Whereas the deluxe version is a bit shinier, I think, and it's a solid piece, and everything is already on there. But as you can see, it has every one of the 15... I believe 15 of them. Yeah, 15 of the 6 Rangers that he could turn into are all represented here. And I already got some sticker wear. This actually, the sticker wear came up. Focus. Focus. This sticker wear here actually came up here not too long after I got, and this is why I hate stickers. I hate applying stickers because stickers almost either they either never stay on or they wear out quite a bit. Then it's always the stickers that you apply that do this. And I just know. Well, I just noticed a little bit of a up near Gosei Knight's head here. The corner is starting to fray a bit, as well as up near Boken Silver's head, and King Ranger's head here is almost worn off entirely. And that didn't happen too long after I got this. But you know, I wanted a gold anchor key, so I got that. And I did get another key at the same time as on that same day, but I'll get to that later. Now let's show off the other Gokaigers here that I got. And these are all metallic ones. Here's Gokai Red here. These are made of a metallic paint job. This was like a deluxe set of like metallic ones. Oh, there we go. And it's like supposed to be like the special power version of the key, but not only is it metallic on the front, but it has a super shiny hollow sticker on the back where it shows the team logo there. So there was a set of 5. It came with all of them. So that's Gokai Red. So let's pitch them off to the side here. Then we've got Gokai Blue. Focus. Are we going to do this for every single key because you want to focus on my cabinet back there? Fuck you. Come on. Ooh, look, this is where all the movement is. Focus on this. I don't know how autofocus works. Help. Almost. Come on. This is the thing that's going to go wrong with this video, is the autofocus. Come on, damn it. I don't know if there's like a focus setting I can have. No, that's just brightness. Okay, well that's as good as we're going to get, I think. That's... Actually, let me put it on the light. Maybe that'll help. A little bit. That's Gokai Blue. And we've got Gokai Yellow. Gokai Yellow, I don't know if you can really tell, but she's very, very muted. The yellow is actually very muted to the naked eye. Especially, at least compared to the other yellow keys. It doesn't really show up like that on the viewfinder here, but the metallic really doesn't do Gokai Yellow that much justice there. Then we've got Gokai Green. Let's bring him out. Good old Doc. Yep, that's him. These are all metallic. Now they're shiny. Awesome. Shiny. You know you want it. And Gokai Pink. And now I do have an extra Gokaiger key as well, because I do have a couple of extras, and I'll be showing them off as we move along here. But this is another Gokai Red key that I have, but this isn't the normal Gokai Red key. This is actually a special key that I got. Actually, in technical terms, this is the first Ranger key I ever procured. This I actually got, and this actually has like no notches in it because it's a special key. But this I actually got because I was stupid enough to pre-order the Gokaiger DS game. When I get to a point where I do game reviews, because that's going to be a thing in the future, I will tell you all about that game in great detail. But the game is terrible, and you shouldn't buy it, let alone pre-order. Well, you can't pre-order it anymore. But you shouldn't buy it and waste $70 after shipping. I think this was easily the best thing I got out of it. And I don't even have a Mobilets that I can put it into, and it basically say the correct phrase that I want it to, because they changed a lot of the phrases on the Legend version. So So that's all the Gokaiger I have. So let's start going from the beginning chronologically. I don't have any Go Ranger keys, but I do have a Jaka key. And I have Dia-Jack here, the blue Ranger from Jaka. That's what he looks like. The reason I got Dia-Jack was I actually got him when I was getting like one of each color, and this was the blue one that I got. I don't know what it is, but I really like Jaka's aesthetic. I like the whole playing card thing. I would have really liked to have gotten some of the other ones. I remember seeing at the time they had a this is a candy toy version, by the way. You can't really tell. I kind of pushed the chest sticker back down, but it doesn't stay on very well when I take it right back out of the bag, because I keep all these in a giant sandwich bag. I did see at one point they had a candy toy versions of Clover King and Heart Queen. There was of course several iterations of Spade Ace. I think I saw like Big One was in a promotional thing, but then it was also released later on. But Dia-Jack was the only one I was able to get. Now, if I can get the other Jaka ones, I would be super happy with that. But at the moment, Dia-Jack is the only one I have. Next up, I got... One second here. Battle Cossack from Battle Fever J. I will admit, I'm not that big a fan of Battle Fever J. Or their aesthetic or anything like that. Like the whole countries thing. And plus, their helmets are really damn ugly. The main reason I got Battle Cossack was because I thought that I was going to be getting an orange key. Because at the time, this was before Tokyuger and before Tokyu Rokugo was a guy. And was a very definitive orange ranger. And at the time, I think Deca Swan may count, but... oh, see, this is a candy toy, so you can already tell the stickers coming up on his shoulders. But Battle Cossack was the only full-on orange ranger, and I'm like, oh, well, that's going to be cool. I'll have an orange ranger. I'll get Battle Cossack. I was a little disappointed because it basically turned out to be the same color as any of the gold rangers. Oh, also with the candy toy, I did forget to mention, you do have to put the head on. There's that little groove there. That's where you slide the head in. And also you have to attach the legs. Also, I should probably show you what the Battle Fever symbol looks like. Here you go, it's BF. But yeah, it's the same color as like the gold keys at the time, and I was really disappointed because I already had some gold keys. I had Shinken Gold and Magishine. But, so I have Battle Cossack. I'm not interested in getting any of the Battle Fever keys because, like I said, it's not something I'm really interested in. Then I've got Denji Blue from Denji Man. This is one I actually just kind of found later on, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll pick this up. Why not? This was like actually when I stopped like really buying them a lot, and I just kind of saw him, and I think I got him at the same time as Time Fire. Just like, you know, a random vendor had it at Otakon, so I was like, oh, I'll get this. Why not? I'm not for or against Denji Man, per se. This is actually a candy toy version. You can tell because it's actually all put together, but I actually had to apply the sticker here, because you can tell it's not very well applied. Because I hate applying stickers, you see. But yeah, that's Denji Blue. Just a random one that I saw. I'm like, I'll pick it up, why not? That's the only Denji Man one I have as well. Ooh, here's the next one. After Denji Man, we've got Sun Vulcan. And we start off Sun Vulcan with Vol Eagle. And the thing with Sun Vulcan is, I kind of picked these ones up on the whim. These are actually this is actually like the deluxe set of 3 Sun Vulcan keys, because there were only 3 members. And here's what their, well, I mean, you can tell whether it's on their chest there, but that's what their symbol looks like on the key. I'm not unhappy that I picked them up. I just kind of picked them up on a whim. I guess I kind of like their aesthetic here. It's not too bad. It is missing the scarf, which is kind of a drag. I mean, all the other ones up to this point were missing their scarves too. And then I think with the next one was... No, the next one was Goggle 5, and then there was Dynaman. And Dynaman is when they stopped using the scarves. But yeah, that's... I have Vol Eagle, but I also have the other two. So, you're clacking the sound of me tossing the keys into the other pile. Vol Shark, the Blue Ranger. Also, Sun Vulcan was the only all-male team. Isn't that something? And the Yellow Ranger, Vol Panther. Have a nice little animal thing going on. I like the how they just like blatantly have like the animal has like right above their visors there. It's kind of neat. Very 80s, very early Sentai. The next chronological one I have, because I didn't get any... I don't have any Goggle 5 because they don't interest me. Dynaman is pretty cool, but I don't have any of them. Also, Bioman looks pretty cool, but I don't have any of them. I do have one of the ones from Changeman. I have a capsule toy Change Dragon. And I'm not really too big a fan of Changeman, but I do kind of like the aesthetic. And I'm pretty happy with just having the one, especially considering that most of them were in that big-ass pack where, like, most of the ones they hadn't done yet were put. And I'm fairly... All of the Red Rangers did have deluxe releases, eventually, but this is the capsule toy version of Change Dragon. I'm pretty... I don't think I would get the other Changeman members, though. I'm just happy with having Change Dragon. I don't have any from Flashman or Maskman, but then we come up to one of my favorites. And that is Liveman. I really, really dig Liveman, and I have a Red Falcon. And when I was getting, like, all of the... I actually got the Change Dragon at the same time I was getting the one of each color, because I liked the aesthetic. You know, I already had red ones, I think. I don't think I had any red ones, but I think I was going to be making one of these red ones, because I bought, like, 3 red ones in addition to one of each color that I didn't have already. But this is Red Falcon. I really, really like Liveman. I've seen the first episode like a long time ago. I watched it subbed on YouTube. And it's very, very late 80s, very cool. And Red Falcon kicks ass. Oh my god, he kicks ass. I've seen him... I also watched the... at one point, with crappy Hong Kong subs, I watched the Gao Ranger vs. Super Sentai special, and Red Falcon does not mess around. And if I could, I would have all of the other Liveman keys as well. I really, really like their aesthetic here. After Liveman was Turbo Ranger. I don't have any Turbo Ranger. I also don't have any 5-Man or Jetman, I don't think. Or Zoo Ranger. And that's one of the ones that you'd expect that, you know, someone like me would have would be Zoo Ranger, because Zoo Ranger was the one that was used for the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You know, I gotta have, you know, Tommy the Green Ranger. That's what the Dragon Ranger I was talking about was the Green Ranger from Power Rangers, the first Power Rangers. And it's especially iconic in Japan as well, because he was the first regular 6th Ranger. But I do have, from the next series, I do have Ryu Ranger from Die Ranger, and I really like Die Ranger as well. I've seen like the first 13 episodes, and I don't know why I haven't finished. I also watched the movie, but I don't know why I haven't finished it. I never got around to downloading and finishing. I think it was because my computer started being busted by that point. But Die Ranger is freaking awesome, and if I could, I would have all the other Die Rangers, especially the white one, Kiba Ranger, because although you may not think that this guy looks very familiar, the 6th Ranger, Kiba Ranger, was used as the White Ranger in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, while the other 5 just kept using the Zeo Ranger suits. But this is like Red Falcon before. I did forget to mention Red Falcon was a capsule toy. This is also a capsule toy, and it's very much apparent because this chest is all white, and you can see the creases in the sticker. And also on the deluxe version, this Die Ranger symbol on his chest is actually gold painted, whereas anything that's gold painted on the capsule toy stickers is just flat orange. And that does kind of detract from it a little bit, but I love Ryu Ranger, so I don't really care. And I really would like to have the other ones if I could possibly get a hold of them in the future. And I don't think I have anything else really from the 90s. After that was Die Ranger went to Kaku Ranger. Don't have any of them. Car Ranger. No, O Ranger, then Car Ranger, then Mega Ranger. Ginga Man, Go-Go 5. And that's the 90s. So that's the only one I have from the 90s was him. But then we go into Time Ranger. And Time Ranger, I was able to eventually get, after a long time of not being able to get any other Gokai Silver keys, Time Fire. Or the Quantum Ranger, as people would know him from Power Rangers Time Force. I actually got him the same time as Denji Blue. And it was basically just, you know, a random vendor had it there. And I'm like, well, I can at the very least be a little bit closer to having all of the Gokai Silver keys. Because this is a Gokai Silver key. He was a 6th Ranger, even though he's red. That's Time Fire. I don't really care about having the other Time Rangers. I just, this is good enough for me. And now we're getting into some sets that I have all of the Rangers for whatever reason sometimes. And the first of these, for whatever reason I have all of them, is Gao Ranger, because I got the deluxe set of Gao Rangers. At least, well, the deluxe sets only came with, like, the main 5 ever. Or 3, as the case may be, with Sun Vulcan. But here's Gao Red, and this is very much a deluxe one. And, like I said, the deluxe came with all 5 of the main ones. So I got Gao Red. This is what their symbol looks like on the key. Very cool. I'm actually not that big a fan of Gao Ranger, so I don't know why I picked it up. There are a couple of things in the set that I don't really know why I picked up. But Gao Ranger, the more that I thought about it, I thought, this really doesn't interest me, and I heard it wasn't very good, so I never watched it. But I do have all the others. I have the Yellow Ranger, Gao Eagle. No. Just Gao Yellow. Gao Eagle was the name of his mech thing. They didn't really actually start the newest one. Zyuohger uses the animal names, and so like the Yellow Ranger there is Zyuo Lion, not Zyuo Yellow, but we got Gao Yellow, who's eagle based, and we got Gao Blue, who much like many Blue Rangers is shark based, if they're based off of an animal. Still the case today. Then we've got Gao Black. This is a deluxe Gao Black. But I do have another Gao Black. This is one of the many, well, not many. I don't have a whole crap load of doubles. But I did, when I was getting one of each color that was available, I did get a Capsule Toy Gao Black. And this has the sticker that has held up probably the least well, because I barely do anything with it anymore. But yeah, you can tell that's definitely, let me get the other one back here. Comparison. DX is on the, or Deluxe is on the right, Capsule Toys on the left. You can tell the gold paint just becomes flat orange. Maybe it was a cost-saving measure. I don't know. They could have just painted it yellow. That would have made more sense. There's Gao White, tiger-themed. And also, one thing I did notice, actually I noticed these fairly early on when I was watching the shows, is that you can tell which ones are the female Rangers normally because they have like a marking for their skirt. And also the black part that's between their legs is colored partially for the skirt. Because most yellow Rangers in the shows have skirts. Even though it really wasn't dependent on the Gokaiger, because like Gokaiger, or like Gokai Blue was a guy, but there were several female Blue Rangers like Blue Dolphin and Hurricane Blue, Magi Blue, and he would still use their keys, but he wouldn't get the skirts on there. They would like take the skirt away, and it'd be like a male version of that suit, even though it's like the same color. And like Gokai Yellow is a female, but she had there were a ton of male Yellow Rangers. So like whenever she used a male Yellow Ranger, it would like add the skirt like in the same kind of styling as was in the show, which was kind of a neat touch. And they even made a female version of Volpanther for her. And finally we have Gao Silver, and this is a Capsule Toy version. I actually found this at Otakon, I believe. No, I got this from CS Toys actually. I got him when I was still looking for Gokai Silver keys. He was one of the only ones I was able to actually get from CS Toys when I was still looking for them. But yeah, he's wolf-based and stuff like that. That's Gao Silver. So I have all 6 of the Gao Rangers. Now, moving on to Hurricaneger, I have all of them as well, because there was, again, a deluxe set as well as Shurikenger was released. Actually, Shurikenger was also released in a deluxe set, but also in capsule toy form. But first off and foremost, we have Hurricane Red. And Hurricane Red is the leader of the 3 Hurricanegers. They're ninjas. And he's wind-based. Let's take a look at their symbol here. It's like a stylized H inside of a... Well, it's technically inside of a circle, but... Yep. So that's Hurricane Red there. And I've seen part of Hurricane... I like Hurricaneger's aesthetic as well. I'm really glad that I got these guys. There's Hurricane Yellow. Actually, Hurricane Blue was next in the roll call, and I probably should have done her first, but... you can't really tell because of the lighting, but that's a lion on his chest there. Because he's land-based. I don't know why the color's off on this camera. Maybe it's because of the lighting. I don't know. And then Hurricane Blue. So that's that. But there were also like 2 other factions. I guess there was another faction. And they had they were the Go Riders, who were like basically kind of their own. They were kind of like bad guy rangers at first, and then they joined later on. So we have the first of these, Kabuto Rider, who's based off of a rhinoceros beetle, and these guys do have the same symbol on them. But when you use them, at the very least in the Legend Mobilettes, I'm not sure about the original Mobilettes, but it'll actually say Go Rider when you use the keys for them. Instead of Hurricaneger. But like the roll call thing it'll do will still be the same as Hurricaneger. But he's more of like a... People say crimson. He's more of a magenta colored, actually. Like a dark magenta. And then we've got Kawaga Rider. Is it Kawaga Rider or Kawagata Rider? I think it's Kawaga Rider. He's based off a stag beetle, and he's dark blue. So that's a thing. And then there's the 6th one, who joins later on. He's kind of his own guy. Shurikenger, who I actually have a capsule toy version of. Now, Shurikenger was one that was actually featured in a Gokai Silver-centric deluxe kit. And I have all of those keys from that set, except in capsule toy form. Because I wasn't able to get the deluxe set, and I already had a candy toy version of the gold anchor key, so I didn't bother. But again, also, oddly enough, this isn't orange. This is actually yellow, the proper color yellow. And this is actually one situation where I actually like the detailing on the sticker for the capsule toy version more than I like the paint job on the deluxe version, because the deluxe version kind of looks like half-assed.